Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video, we will be understanding a fundamental concept of React.js, that is component. So components are the building blocks of any React application, and understanding them is crucial for building dynamic and reusable user interfaces. So let's get started. So the first thing that we are going to look at is what are components. Then after that, we will understand different types of components, that is the functional and the class components. And once we have the knowledge of components, we are at the end of this video going to look at an interview question that we can expect on the topic component. So let's start. So what exactly is component? Well, a component is a self-contained reusable piece of code that defines how a part of the user interface should appear and behave. Think of components as small isolated units that can be combined to create a complex UIs. Okay. So React.js offers two main types of components. First one is the functional component and second is the class components. So functional components are JavaScript functions that return JSX to define the UI. They are simple and easy to write, making them a popular choice for building the UI elements. In a few minutes, I'm going to explain you in practical also how can you write a functional component and how can you write a class component. So now let's understand about class components. Class components are JavaScript classes that extend React component. They include a render method to define the UI. Class component provide additional features such as lifecycle methods and local state management. So let's now see how we can create our components in a React application. To create a functional component, we have to define a function. So let me first go to my VS Code and I'm going to write the code for the functional component first, so that I will be explaining you how this works. So to create a functional component, we have to first define a function with the name starting with the capital letter and return the JSX that represents the UI. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new component only. So I'm going to create a new component with the name greeting. Okay, because what my component will do is it will simply say hello world. Okay, that is a greeting message. So that is why I'm going to create a greeting.js file. You can even keep the file extension as JSX. So, and you can keep both JS or JSX. Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to import React. Okay, import React from React. Next is you have to create a function. So I'm going to create a function. Now the function should be starting with the same name as that of the component, because this is the general practice that we follow. So function greeting, and now inside this we have to mention our return statement, because this is a function, that is why we are making use of return statement. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to output an hello world statement. So it will be an H1 heading. So I'm going to write hello world, and once we save it, our code is done. But in order to be seen this on the screen, what we need to do is we need to export it. So we'll just export. We'll do export default greeting. Okay. So this is how we have written a functional component. So the major catch over here is in functional component, we write the component as a function and we make use of return statement to return our output on the screen. Now let me show you how to write the same component by using the class component. So for a class component, first of all, we have to create a class that extends react.component and implement the render method to return the JSX. So for example, let me show you. Instead of this code, I'm going to write the same code in with the help of class component. So I'm going to write class greeting extends react.component, and then inside this I'll use a render function, and inside that I'll write my content, that is return h1 and hello world. So this is the basic syntax for writing a class based component. So in this is the main syntax that you have to remember, that is you have to write class and then your component name, and then you have to extend react.component, and inside this you have to write your render function, and inside that you have to write your return statement. So this is the class component. This is how you write a class component. So once you have written this class component, basically you have to call it in this file, either app.js, or you can directly call it in the index.js. So below this you can call your component, that is greeting. So greeting. Now you also have to import it over here. So I'm going to write import greeting from the you have to mention the path. Once this is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my terminal, and there I'm going to run the command npm start to run my development server. We have already seen these steps in the previous video. So now you can see on the screen we have our output as first line states this is the app component, and second line states hello world. Because in our greeting component we have write the content as hello world, instead of this let me write it as this is class component, so that it will make much sense and we can easily understand it. So now you can see this is class component, and inside the app component I have written this content, that is this is app component. And what I have done is I have called these both components inside my index.js. So first of all you can see app component is called, and then the greeting component is called, right? Greeting is our class based component. Similar in this way, what we can do is we can create a functional component where we have written function, and the component name is also function, and inside this we have written the statement this is a functional component. So now what we can do is we can go to index.js. We can first of all import it, import function from function, and after this on the third statement we can write function. And once we'll save it, you can see the third line states that this is functional component. So the major advantage of using components is, suppose we have to call functional components 3 times, so we don't have to do any changes in the code, we just have to call this function 3 times. And once we'll save it, you can see in the output this component is being called 3 times. So this is one of the advantage of using functional components. So now I hope you have understand how to write a class based component and how to write the functional component. So congratulations, you have learned the essentials of components in React.js. Components are the heart of React, enabling us to build modular, maintainable and scalable applications. As we continue our journey with React, we will explore more about component lifecycle, hooks and advanced component patterns. So now we have come to the end of this video. Now let me explain you the interview question that you can expect on this topic. So the interview question that you can expect is, what is the difference between functional components and class components? So let me tell you the difference. Functional components are JavaScript functions that return JSX to define UI elements. They are simpler and more straightforward to write compared to class components, whereas class components in React.js extend React.component and include a render method to define the UI. So we have just seen that while writing the class component, we need to extend React.component, and we also have to use render method. Where functional components are very easy and straightforward to write by just creating a function. Next is advantages. So functional components have a concise syntax, making them easier to read and understand. They promote the idea of writing stateless and reusable UI elements. Whereas class, they provide more control over the component's behavior with the lifecycle method and support local state management using setState. And what is the use cases? So functional components are an excellent choice for building presentational components that don't require complex logic or state management, whereas class components use them for complex logic, data manipulation and dynamic behavior like forms, modals and interactive components. So all in all, you must be very much confused that what components that we should use. So in general, these days we use functional components only. But it is also important that you must understand class based components, because you might occur or come across some code base where you might see that the code is written based on class components. So at that point of time, it is very important that you know class based components too. So with this, we have come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more web development tutorials. If you have any questions regarding this, let me know in the comment section, and I will be attaching a blog related to the entire concept in the first comment section and also the description box. Make sure to check that too. Happy coding and see you in next video.